Swings and hits a drive deep to right field. This one headed back to the wall and is gone! A home run! The first major league at bat for James Outman. He hits a two-run shot to give the Dodgers a 2-0 lead. Oh, how do you like that? James Outman's first major league home run on his first at bat. My goodness.
Joining us now, the man who hit that home run, Dodger outfielder, just 25 out of Redwood City. Sarah High School alum, just like Lynn Swan and Barry Bonds and Tom Brady. Played at Sacramento State. Let's go Hornets! Drafted by the Yoyers in 2018. Major league debut yesterday. 3 hits, home run, 3 RBIs. James Outman, Matt, for the very first time ever, with his beautiful black hair, on the Petros and Money Show, AM 570 LA Sports. Your home of the Dodgers on the Chevy Silverado Celebrity Hotline. James, congratulations, man. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm good. I'm doing great. I'm more than good, actually, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you dreamed a lot about, what your first at-bat would be like in Major League Baseball and what you were going to do. But, can you absorb all that in the moment? And how do your teammates kind of help bring you through that situation?
Yeah, I mean, it was a surreal experience. I didn't really process it until I sat down on the plane on the way to San Francisco. Then I started bawling my eyes out sitting on the plane. But it was a great experience, and these guys they have tons and tons of playing time and experience with the game. So they're really good mentors, kind of helping me through it.
So, when we hear we're going to get a chance to talk to you, of course, we don't know a lot about you, James. We start digging around, and we get to the Hornets, the Sac State bio, and I'm looking at it, and I see the stats, and I guess normally when I, look at college stats, I'm used to seeing guys hit like 600 with 90 homers. Now, you were on the all-tournament team your sophomore year, and I bring that up because I look at the bottom, and it says you hope to own a construction company someday or work as a general contractor. So kind of walk us through what your major league aspirations were before you get that call from the Dodgers in the 7th round.
Yeah, so the construction thing was my freshman year. I figured I had to put something other than baseball, right? But going into college, I was just trying to get as good as I can be at the game. The big leagues felt like they were so far away at the time. So I just tried plugging away, and the aspirations were there ever since I was a kid, playing wiffle ball in the backyard. Every single at bat I had when my dad was pitching me was 3-2 in the World Series, bottom of the 9th. But it's cool that it's kind of started to become a reality.
When you were drafted, kind of the response was, this is toolsy athlete, someone that certainly the Dodgers are just looking to kind of get into the system, and they think they can really kind of work with him. So we see this. We're the Dodger station. We've been the Dodger station for so long. We're used to these prospects like you coming up and just delivering. What is that like? Like, walk us through the last few years of what being in the Dodgers system and working with their coaches and teachers is like, and helping you become the best baseball player you can be.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm stoked that the Dodgers got their hands on me, because I don't know if any other organization would have been able to kind of mold me into the player that I am right now. And I credit a lot of that to their player development, their understanding of how guys move around and how they think, and being able to relate to the players. And so many different hitting coaches over the last couple of years. It's just they're all so organized with how they approach every day, and it's a really good. They just give good feedback, and they set a good guide for me that I can just kind of follow and be the best player I can be.
James Outman is our guest, Dodger hero over the weekend. Now he's 30 minutes from where he grew up at Oracle Park with the Dodgers, taking the field against the hated Giants. here in Los Angeles. What's that like, or is that a reality you're ready to wrap your head around?
It's awesome. It's great being home. I've never really been into the clubhouse level of the stadium, so it's kind of cool. I'm kind of poking my head around, comparing it to what I imagined it was like when I was a kid coming to the games. But I'm really excited to get to play here tonight.
In terms of just kind of going back to that first at bat, I heard you say in the post game, that you kind of blacked out for the next 30 minutes. What's the, let's say, 2 minutes before you step into the box like? What was that? Because it's hard to believe that you would be nervous or freaking out at all, considering how it turned out, especially how the entire game turned out, James, every time you stepped in the batter's box. But, what was going through your mind in those moments before that first at bat?
My heart was beating very hard. I was just trying to tell myself to calm down as much as I could, and just be as relaxed as I can, because I know that all that adrenaline and all that other stuff was going to take over. So I needed to try and dial down all of that as much as I could. Chewing gum, trying to relax my jaw, relax my body. Leading up to it, though, yeah, I was just telling myself, be relaxed and get your pitch. Don't try and do too much. Don't try and muscle the ball, and use the nerves. Don't let them take over.
What's it like, James, kind of being in the system and watching guys come in and out and in AAA and in AA and flying back and forth? I mean, there was a couple of years there that we felt like there was always a Dodger on a plane between OKC and Los Angeles. What's it like watching all that travel and then getting your shot?
Yeah, I mean, it's I heard about it a lot, last year before the new agreement and stuff. There's a lot of movement. I wasn't in OKC at the time, so I wasn't there to personally experience it or talk to the guys about it. But just from hearing about it, it's pretty crazy how the big leagues work, and they're trying to give themselves the best shot to win every single game. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
Are the vets, like, when you show up? I mean, look, the Dodgers organization is just ridiculous. I can imagine, being someone that plays baseball, you step in there and there's, Kershaw and Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts and Trey Turner, and the list goes on. Like, do you put your head down and keep to yourself? Is there someone that walks you through everything? Like, how does that whole thing work?
Yeah, so I was able to get my feet wet a little bit in spring training with all that. So I got all the, I wasn't as starstruck this time around. The first big league spring training I was at, it was pretty crazy just seeing these guys walking around. I'm like, wow, I've only ever seen this guy on TV. But the more I was exposed to it, the more normal it became. So I feel like I was able to kind of just ignore the fact that there's like so many great, unbelievable players. Not that I'm ignoring it, but I can accept that it's just the reality now that I'm around all these super awesome dudes. And then, they're all awesome people as well. So they're guiding me. If I got questions, they're like, hey, feel free to ask. So I'm comfortable around them, I think.
So we got obviously some storied baseball programs down here: UCLA, USC, obviously Cal State Fullerton, Long Beach, Pepperdine won a World Series. We don't hear a lot about the Hornets, so forgive my ignorance, but like how good of a shot do you have to be the greatest Sac State Hornet in the major leagues? Like, how storied is their history? How many dudes do you know from Sac State that ended up making the league and making a bit of an impression?
Well, currently we have Sam Long, pitcher on the Giants, and Reese Hoskins, and myself. Those are the three guys. Those are three guys in the league right now. Obviously, Reese is an unreal player. Sam's a really good pitcher. But it's I don't know. I wasn't even considering that.
Come on. What do you mean?
Come on, man. Let's think about this.
You don't know about Lachelle Tarver from 1986 who had a cup of coffee with the Red Sox, James? Or Keith Brown in 88, 90, and 92 with the Reds? Or Big Gary Wilson in that great year in 95 with the Pirates?
I guess I forgot about those ones. not to
Roland
discredit
de la
them,
Maza?
Yeah.
He could be the greatest Hornet of all time.
You got a
Matt.
shot.
You
got a shot.
Yeah. I just want to be the best player I can be. That's all.
There we go.
That's right. That's right. And then,
there we go. He's got it.
then-
He's got that figured out.
on to construction
The rest will
after
take care of
that,
itself.
building skyscrapers. Hey, we hope to interview you for another decade as a great Dodger. We really appreciate you
Yeah, I
doing it
hope
today.
so,
We
too.
know it's been a whirlwind. James Outman, congratulations, and have a great night tonight in your hometown at Oracle Park.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, guys.